Hi guys, Blake here with Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on beautiful Upper Lake Taneycomo. It is July 27th of 2020, Monday I believe, and this is the One Cast. Today I've boated up. I'm right below Dino's dock over here on the left side. Whew, that water's cold. Let's see, today I'm going to start off. I'm going to drift some scuds. They're running 4 units of water. Oh my gosh. I don't even know how that happens. They had like a little less than 1 unit on this morning. It almost looked like it was standing still. But they have gradually over the period of the day bumped it up to 4 units. So I've got 2 number 12 size gray scuds, and these are my favorite ones. They've got the little red head tied on them. I don't know if it really makes a difference, but I think it does, so that's why I use them. I've got those on 6 foot a leader, 1/4 ounce weight on a Carolina rig setup. Oh, okay. There we go. And we're gonna get her started. So let's see. Fishing reports for today. We had a few of our guides come in today, reported that well, this morning reported that, you know, drifting the night crawlers with air put in them, or the pink power worm underneath a float, were both working pretty well. Who was that I talked to? Tony Lilley said that they were doing very well in the trophy area early this morning on sculpin jigs, all sculpin. Let's see. We had a few boats come back that went down by the landing, throwing power bait and night crawlers, and they came back with some fish. I just talked to some guys on the water as I was driving up here that said they were using drifting the double scud rig like I am right now through this area, and said they were doing really well. And they had just switched to night crawlers, and they were gonna try dragging down past our dock. Let's see. We got, day started off sunny. We've got overcast skies now. I think that rain's getting ready to set in. It's supposed to start sometime this evening. Kind of looks like it's going to be soon. And they're calling for 4 to 5 inches of rain over the period of the next week. They're calling for rain every day, so we will see. That could change the dynamic up on the lake a little bit if we got some extra rain and cooled the water off a little bit and cooled the air temperature down, and you know, not having the sun beating over the top of the water for a few days in a row could change the fishing a little bit. Still getting some reports that middle of the day is pretty rough for the fishing. But it seems like everyone I talk to that goes out and starts at 6 a.m. or so, they seem to be catching some fish. So if you're going to be coming out soon, highly recommend getting on the water as early as you can. I think sunrise is like 5:30 in the morning, so I'm going to scoot myself just a little closer over here to this inside edge, and nothing officially on the One Cast. We were pretty busy again today, not quite as busy as the last couple days, but still busy enough. Lots of people still out on the water even today. There's quite a bit of boat traffic early this morning when I got to the dock around 6. It's about 4 in the afternoon now. I had a little bit of moss on there. Night fishing has still been good. Haven't been out in a couple nights, but oh, that was definitely a fish. Felt him shake his head. I got a pretty good bounce going on right now. There's not really any wind blowing yet. As the storm comes in, it might bring a little bit with it. If you are coming to fish here, or you're here now and you're planning on fishing over the next few days, get you a good set of rain gear and get out here anyway. The fish don't mind, they are already wet. And I think I picked up more moss. Starting to get to that point in the summer where the moss here is getting a little worse across the bottom, and the moss coming in from the generators over Table Rock. Is getting a little heavier. Lost my bait there. I got it back. Yeah, the moss is definitely affecting my fishing here today. I don't think I'm getting it across the bottom too much before it picks up some moss. So this is probably one of those days where I should have put a tiny float on the line in between the two flies to get them up off the bottom a little bit more. I've experimented with that method a few times now, and it does seem to work a little bit. You still get a little moss on your flies every now and then, but putting that little micro float in between them does seem to pull them up off the bottom. Kind of tell whenever you get some moss on that weight. It goes from kind of a sharper tick across the bottom to kind of just a dull. Hey, looky there. I was messing with the end of the line. Maybe I just need to give it a little more action down there. That's a pretty nice rainbow there. About a 15 or 16 incher. And he took the top scud. He is really working me, and I can see him throwing up in the water right now, and he is throwing up scuds. Oh, that is a very pretty fish there. I think he managed to get both scuds stuck in him here. There we go. He is playing hard to get here. There we go. Very pretty rainbow. Got a pretty good sized belly on him there. Usually when they take my top fly, the second one gets all wrapped up in the net and then it breaks off. I got lucky this time. All right. So I've been, you know, over the last few days on the dock, people that have been fishing up here in the morning and either dragging the night crawlers or the pink power worm, haven't just been coming back with stocker fish. They've been coming back with some really nice, healthy, perfect size for eating, drifting from Fall Creek down here to around Trout Hollow Lodge. And kind of just like that fish, he was just about perfect eating size. I'm just gonna kind of move the flies underneath the water a little bit here, since that was when I got that last bite. I know I've talked about that before, but if you kind of just lift up on it and let it drift back a little bit here and there, sometimes that can make the difference between catching fish and not catching fish. Oh, and I'm just like, oh, he got off, darn it. Just like that, I was sitting there and I was pulling it forward and I was just letting it drift back and just kind of doing that over and over again, and he connected with it there. And I'm not sure, that I don't know what that looks like under the water, but that might be just enough movement to keep them from dragging directly across the bottom. But I think I'm going to reel in and just make sure I don't have any moss here. It's better to reel in more times than not and check for moss than to sit there and drag and just hope that you don't have it, because just like right there, just had just enough to scare them off. And I think I still need to clean it. Darn it. Okay, clean now. I don't make big long casts backwards. I think I get better action and more hook sets whenever the bait is closer to the boat. Oh, there was one immediately. I don't even know if it had hit the bottom yet. Oh, I'm definitely getting some bites. If I could keep the hook set, we'd be looking at a few more fish. And there is a breeze that's starting to pick up. It kind of feels like it's got some rain behind it. Oh man, darn it. All right, well there's one rig down. Let's see what I can't do to lose another one in a few minutes. And so this one's got that same size 12 gray scud up top, but I've got a size 14 tan in the back. And that little tan one's got a little red head on it too. I think that, you know, the red head sometimes might signify like blood or something. Or maybe it just adds that extra pop of color. But I do seem to catch more fish, the ones with the red head on them. And the line that I'm using on this is all 4 pound. I've got 4 pound on the reel, and I've got 4 pound for my leader. There are days out here when the water's moving slow enough and it's clear enough where 2 pound would probably be a better option. But with water moving this heavy, that 4 pound is just right. Oh, that was a... I was not ready for that. He about ripped the rod out of my hand. Well, I have to say, I think the scud is definitely worth, you know, it's a good bait that's working in the middle of the day. I'm not getting very many good reports from anybody about baits that are working in the middle of the day. But I may not have hooked into too many of them, but I did get quite a few bites, so if you're coming out here, maybe you'll be able to set the hook better than I can. I'd say the scuds are definitely worth trying though. And I haven't tried drifting them too much in the trophy area. I've just heard good reports about it working from Fall Creek to Short Creek, or Fall Creek down here to Trout Hollow. So that's the only place I've tried them lately in the middle of the day, but they might work just the same up in the trophy area as well. I think I'm gonna go for one more cast and then I'm gonna call it a day, because I don't know, I have a gut feeling I'm about to get rained on, and I always stay out too long. I never make it back in the nick of time. I always push my limit until it rains on me. I had quite a bit of moss there. There's kind of a deep hole that I just went through. Comes off of that flat, and I think there was a pretty good amount of moss setting right there. I'm gonna try casting over here in this eddy on the seam line and see if I can pull a fish out of there. And I'm not feeling anything yet, which means I've either already got moss or I'm drifting too fast. I just slowed the boat down a little bit with the trolling motor and started touching the bottom again there. Okay, I'm gonna give it 30 more seconds. We got a pretty good bottom bounce going on, and I don't think I have moss on here, but there may just not be any fish that want to scud this far down. This water I'm fishing in right now is probably, I don't know, 15 foot now, 15 foot at the moment with the 4 units of water running. And I usually do better on scuds in the, 10 foot or less range. Not to say that you can't do good on them in deeper water, but that's just seems to be the pattern that I find when I'm out here fishing them. I know that in March, whenever the floodgates were running, you could drift a scud all the way down past our dock and catch fish. I just don't know if the fish are really looking for them all the way down here at the moment. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a day on that note. So we thank you for watching. Like and share us on Facebook. If you haven't got on the YouTube channel yet, and press subscribe, get on there, do that. It'll let you know whenever we upload the video every day. We thank you guys for watching, and we'll do it again tomorrow.